Shalom, call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. The shalom and salutations to all the brothers that pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with the WW3 Daily update. And yesterday, I foolishly asked for a thumbs up if you thought you learned anything. And I know you did, but you couldn't give the thumbs up. And I'm sure that this is the reason why. All right. Let me see. Because of things like this. All right. I showed you this. And I know who's watching. I saw that I had one new subscriber. Can't give me the thumbs up, huh? Look at this nigga right here. Oh, did I say the N word? I'm sorry. I take it back. Look at this N word right here. Look at this N word. You see these N words? There's the N word right there. All right. Hey. Well, let's go into that real quick, and then we'll move on with the update. All right. Because if you watch yesterday's update, I went into who God's chosen people are. All right. Let's read the Bible real quick. Acts 13:1. Now, there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets. Was the one you ignorantly called Jesus, was he a prophet? And teacher, was he a teacher? As Barnabas and Simeon, that was called, what's that? That's Niger. That's Niger. Like the Nigerians. All right, read on. And Lucius of Cyrene and Manion, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch, and Saul. Who is Saul? Who is Saul? Let's find out. Then Saul, this is 13:9, Acts 13:9. Then Saul, who is also called Paul. Well, that's who Saul is. Saul is the apostle Paul. So according to this, right? Now they were in Antioch. Now there was a church that was at Antioch, certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas and Simon. That was called, according to this, old Saul, Paul, was being called, what you would say, a Niger, right? Now let's go back to Acts 11:26, right? Let's start at 25. Then departed Barnabas to Tarsus for to seek the apostle Paul. And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people, teachers. And the disciples were called, what? Followers of Christ, first in Antioch. That's called precept upon precept. So this word, they were being called Christians. That word, Christians, goes back to this word, called, what? Let's say you were right, Niger. Or better yet, let's go to the Strong's Concordance and find out for sure. All right? Niger. Strong's Concordance, Bible Hub. Niger. Strong's Concordance, Bible Hub. Takes us here, right? Bible Hub. Whatever that word is. Oh! I just ruined it. Oh! Here's how you say it. Nigger. Phonetic spelling. Nigger. What does it mean? Definition. Definition. What does the word nigger mean? Now go tell your friends. My Christians. All right? Definition of the word. Who are God's chosen people? How does this work? I don't need your thumbs up. I need your thumbs down. Put your thumbs down up there because your butt hurt. Okay? All right? See what you did to God's chosen? The niggers? The followers of Christ? You see what you did? All right? Now we'll go back to Joel 3. All right, and here's what God is doing. For behold, Joel 3:1, for behold, in those days and at that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, meaning this. What does that mean, to bring the captivity? I'm going to take these niggers out of slavery, right? I'm going to get you out of that situation that I put you in, all right? Then what you going to do, Lord? Then what you going to do? I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. This is World War III. Let's read that here. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Why, Lord? Why are you going to do that? There will I judge them for harming my people, my special possession, for scattering my people among the nations, and for dividing up my land. There will I put them on trial. Uh-oh. Here comes the judgment. For what they did to my inheritance, my people Israel. Well, what did they do to those niggers? Oh, Nigers. Let's say Niger. What did they do to them? What did they do? I don't need your damn thumbs up. I need your thumbs down. You're going on trial for what you did. See that? Hey, picnic. What does the word picnic mean? It means pick a Niger. Let's go pick a Niger. We'll pack a picnic basket. We'll take the day off and we'll go string one up. All right? No, I don't need your thumbs up. I need you to understand this. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley. Why? Because I'm going to destroy all the armies of the world in an ambush. And then after that, it will render all those nations, right, defenseless. This is God speaking here. He's going to send his son and the angels to destroy the armies of the world in an ambush, leaving the nations defenseless, right? And the King of Kings, right, is going to rule the world with his niggas. You're starting to understand it now? All right? I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I judge them. Judge who? The other nations, for harming my niggas, my special possession, for scattering my people among the nation and dividing up my land. They threw dice to decide which of my people, my inwards, would be their slaves. But I will bring them back from all the places to which you sold them, and I will pay you back for everything you have done. Sold them? What do you mean sold them? Sold them? Can you prove it? Can you prove that you sold my people into slavery? Let's see. To be sold on board the ship. What is God doing? Setting up an ambush. And I will pay you back for everything you have. I will sell your sons and daughters to the people of Judah. Who's Judah? The N-words are Judah, the Jews. And they will sell them to the people of Arabia, Ishmael, a nation far away. I, the Lord, have spoken it. Say to the nations far and wide, here's your World War III. Get ready for war. Call out your best warriors. Well, I thought this was a World War III update. Well, you have to know why World War III is jumping off. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I judge them for harming my... This is the reason for World War III. What is the reason for World War III? God, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, is setting up an ambush, much like this ambush right here, where he took Pharaoh's ass down. Oh, what's this? Oh, wait a minute. What's that? That's how he's going to take down the armies of the world in this ambush. You see this? This is an old school ambush, right? Pharaoh and his chariots ran down into the strike zone like the fools they were. Well, what do we see going on right here today? We see God gathering the armies of the world into the Middle East. For why? Why for? There will I judge them for harming my people. Well, what did you do? Well, they threw dice to decide which of my people would be their slaves. Who's they? Well, that's easy. Let's look at the picture one more time. And not just them. It was the Africans, too, that did that shit. Okay? It was the Arabs that did that shit. Hey, it's just the truth. The truth is the truth, and I don't need your damn thumbs up. Okay? We need retribution. Okay? Where's without sanctuary? What'd you do? What'd you do? Dismembered. What do you call that? You cut off the ear, cut off the penis, put it in a pickle jar, formaldehyde, and send it as gifts. What'd you do? You were happy about that. Okay? So this, what's this? Have we brought out any? Yeah, we're bringing out the scriptures. All right, let's go here. How's God gonna destroy? How's he gonna do it? Let's get this. Here's how he's gonna do it. What is this? The hell is this? Chased him up a tree. Daniel Boone was late. But the bear was bigger, so he ran like a Niger up a tree.
Disappearing into the ocean.
Splashed. Mark bearing a range.
Start at the head.
There's a whole fleet of them.
Oh, well, there's a whole fleet of them. Fleet of what? The angels.
There's a whole fleet of them.
Uh-oh. What is this? The crosshairs of what? F-18? F-35? What is this? This is how all the armies of the world are going to be destroyed.
This morning, a report that the government cannot explain those mysterious objects caught on video by the military.
But I'm explaining it right now. Okay, good enough right there, yeah? This, right? This here is this here. And this here was back then. Did they not follow a pillar of cloud by night? A pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night? Well, there it is. And here it is here. Today. Okay. Let's get that. This is World War III, buddy. Are they not down there in Kazakhstan? Are they not over there gathering in Ukraine? Are they not fighting down in the Iranians, the Carmanians, the Persians? Are they not fighting the people that claim to be the children of Israel over there, which they're clearly not. They divided up his land. Who divided the land? They got people down there calling themselves Palestinians, which goes back to the ancient name Philistines. And the people that are there calling themselves Palestinians are not the Philistines. Okay, the ancient Philistines are African people. The people there calling themselves the African people, they're not calling themselves that, but they're calling themselves Palestinians. Those are Arabs. Those are the children of Ishmael. The people that are in that land who divided it up with the Balfour Declaration. The people that did that, they're not the Israelites. Paul is an Israelite, right? The Apostle Paul. What is that? Is it 10 or 11? Uh, 11. Is the Apostle Paul in Romans. I asked then, has God rejected his own people, the nation of Israel? Of course not. I myself am an Israelite. Paul the nigger. Oh, I'm sorry. The Niger. A descendant of Abraham, a member of the tribe of Benjamin. Okay? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the southern kingdom. I myself am an Israelite. They were calling an Israelite the N-word. I wonder why. We could do this all day. All right, so back to the World War. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 13. Oh, we're already there. Let's see what's going to happen to the armies of the world in this battle. All right, so first, let's just jump down here and get to the skinny. All right, World War III, they're going to be fighting each other, right? Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran are going to be fighting against the USA, the Israelis, okay, Great Britain, Australia, Canada. They're going to be fighting against each other, right? And here it is. Start right here at 31. 2nd Ezra 13 and 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another. This is World War III. One city against another, one place against another, one people against another. That's World War III. The next line goes into the back end of World War III. And one realm against another. What does that mean, one realm against another? It means this. This realm, the fourth dimension, against the third. All right? This realm, the Satan and his blue angels, against the one you ignorantly call Jesus and his angels, pursuant to Revelation 12 and 7. Okay? Now, let's get to it. So, it says, in one realm against, and the time when these things shall, and the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son, this is God speaking, be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And when all the people hear his voice, them laser beams, every man shall in their own land, meaning their own country, okay, those particular countries that are fighting against each other in World War III, leave the battle they have one against another. They're going to stop fighting each other in World War III to do what? To fight against these things. So World War III is going to be raging because God done gathered them together in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. What he's really doing is he's laying an ambush for them. All right, hey, come down here and fight each other. Right? And when all the people hear his voice, hear whose voice? His voice. Them laser beams. Every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have won against another. That's where we're going to stop fighting each other, and we're going to come together to fight against the angels and the one you call Jesus. Right? And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. That's your World War III. This is why World War III is happening. Okay, now we're going to go back here. Start at the top. 2 Ezra 13:1, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man that you call Jesus, his name is Yahushua, waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. What does that mean? Well, he was flying in his spacecraft, the one that you see with the crosshairs of the F-18, the F-35, right? And the angels were with him. And lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. He was flying with the angels. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled. People were scared as shit. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. This is talking about the weapon systems on these craft. They got lasers superior to anything that is here on the earth. Okay. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together. What? Gathered together. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. I will gather all nations. I will gather, God said, we'll gather the armies of the world. Let's go back. After this, I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men. That's all the armies of the world, out of number, from the four winds of heaven, of the world, to subdue the man that came out of the... Well, who's the man that came out of the sea? That's the one you ignorantly called Jesus. And I beheld, and he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. Oh, we got to do this every time now. He graved himself a what? A great mountain. As in, she'll be coming around. The original song was published in Old Plantation. Do I have to go back to the slavery picture? Old Plantation, they was picking cotton and singing what? Swing low. It ostensibly refers to the second coming of Hamashiach, that N-word, and the subsequent rapture, with the she referring to the chariot that the returning Hamashiach is depicted as driving. So they know something that they ain't telling. You've been singing this all this time, and you don't know what you're singing? Swing low. Do we have to say what that is? An African American that was out there picking that cotton, waiting for this day. Because we knew. We knew back then. This was our first deliverance when we were saved out of slavery. Right? The Egyptians had us enslaved. And the Most High ambushed Pharaoh and the chariot. Well, this is the same ambush. And we're reading about it in Ezra's right now. So I don't need your thumbs up. I know what's going to happen. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, she'll be coming around, and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or the place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. After this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet they fought anyway. The Most High put the spirit on them to fight anyway. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and timber. They had them superior firepower laser weapons on those spacecraft. All right? And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So what happened at the end of World War III? Somebody got their ass smoked. You understand? Just like right here, same thing. All right? And after all the armies of the world got smoked, it was so much easier for the one you ignorantly called Jesus and the angels to come down and subdue all the nations of the world, put them in subjection to the king, and the so-called N-words, the spics and the tontos, are going to rule in the kingdom of heaven. Now, I would have said this a lot easier if I'd have got one thumbs up, but sometimes you got to learn the hard way. So I expect to see many thumbs down because your butt hurt. Let's go to Revelation 19. Okay, let's go to KJV. Start at 14, start at 11. And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse. Where's that white horse? Let's get the white horse. White horse, don't ride the white horse. There's the white horse right there. There's the great mountain that he was flying up upon. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness doth he judge. Hey, we're in the time of judgment. And make war. Okay. And his name was called the Word of God. Who's the Word? Jesus is the Word. His name is Yahushua. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Right? Where those white horses at? White horse. Don't run the what? Where's the white horses? Oh, come on now. Did I close them? Close it. Close it. That's a white horse. That's a white horse. Horsepower. White horses. The angels. Little green men. Stop it. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that laser, that with it he should smite the nations. And he shall rule them, rule who? The nations, with a rod of iron, and bust you over the head with it. All right? Jump down to 19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army, the angels. Get it? Now we're going to go back here to 12. To the war in heaven. The war in heaven, all right? And there was a war in heaven, or there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his blue angels. See the dragon and his blue angels fighting against Michael and his angel. It's not in heaven. War broke out in heaven. Then there was a war in heaven. Now war arose in heaven. Then a war broke out in heaven. New Heart English Bible. There was a war in the sky. Boom. World English Bible. There was war in the sky. Michael and his angels made war on the dragon. The dragon and his angels made war. The dragon and his blue angels. There's your World War III. And why, my Christian? So with that, we're going to wrap it up. Well, let's take a quick look at the gathering, shall we? Here's Russia. What is this? Deep Journal Channel. Breaking. 2 Russian Tu-160 aircraft tried to enter Florida. Look at that.
Do you know you?
Little commercial there.
Dear listeners, welcome to the Deep Journal channel. By subscribing to our channel, you can be informed about detailed reports every time. As the Ukrainian tensions between the US and Russia continue, 2 Russian Tu-160 nuclear warplanes were unexpectedly spotted off the Florida coast of the USA today. While many speculations were made on this threat, it was a matter of curiosity how Russia was not noticed that it was so close to the US territory.
Maybe they were taking some nukes over to Cuba.
In the news shared by a source affiliated with the Russian Ministry of Defense, he reported that the U.S. air defense systems and radars could not detect the Russian Tu-160s before they got too close. The Russian source also claimed that the U.S. air defense system was faulty. Praising the superior stealth technologies of the planes to defeat the U.S. defense systems, the Russian source added that the U.S. did not remove its planes as a result of this attack. If U.S. planes oppose the Tu-160 carrying war nuclear weapons on U.S. borders, it will only harm the U.S. It was known that in the event of the attacks, the damage to be done by the planes attacking the bases or civilian areas in the region was very great. In such cases, it is known that the defense systems of the countries usually take a defensive position long ago and fend off the danger before it approaches. But when 2 warplanes enter so closely, responding to this harassment becomes a situation that will only harm you. While the reason for this move by Russia is not known exactly,
They were checking you. Say, you ready to do this? Because we could creep right up on you. Right? And in the scriptures, right, in the Bible, it tells you who wins World War III as it pertains to the nations fighting each other. Who would it be? The Medes. Who are the Medes? The Russians. Okay. And Babylon the Great, which is where I'm at right now, okay, is going to be destroyed, right, by nuclear fire. So, just a little update there. As you can see, the Most High is gathering the troops down into the Valley of Jehoshaphat. All right. All right, that's enough for today. We still got 2 days left. So with that, we hope that the elect were edified. Put your thumbs down. Thank you. Shalom.